Experience the miraculous. Unlock your dream life in 40 days through divine quantum jumping. The small chapel glowed with an ethereal light that seemed to make the night itself tremble. Inside, it felt like heaven and earth were intertwined, as Sarah, a devoted single mother, knelt in prayer. As she whispered her hopes to St. Jude, the air crackled with divine energy, making the hair on her arms stand up. Her heart ached from more than just responsibilities. Financial burdens weighed heavily upon her. But as her son Noah clutched her hand, she found warmth in prayer, believing that miracles were just a heartbeat away. On that chilly Wednesday evening, when the candlelight flickered like stars caught inside the wooden beams of the chapel, Sarah felt an unusual heaviness settle over her spirit. It was during the prayer group where her pastor's voice cut through her worries like a holy sword. Embark on a 40-day journey of faith, my sister. Trust in divine quantum jumping, where a leap of faith can bring forth the dreams buried in your heart. His words echoed, a divine challenge stirring something deep within her. A voice that clawed at her insides. What if, despite her skepticism, an ember of hope ignited? She found herself embracing the challenge wholeheartedly, beckoning her entire community to join in prayer, crafting a sacred tapestry of faith. Each night, their voices rose like a symphony, beseeching the heavens for guidance. But as the first week unfolded, shadows began to creep in. Financial worries loomed, job prospects faded, and whispers of disbelief questioned her endeavor. Lost in the swell of doubt, Sarah felt her resolve begin to waver. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As the days turned into weeks, the weight of unmet expectations pressed down on her like a storm cloud. Each moment of silence, void of divine intervention, became a doubting Thomas, shaking the very foundations of her faith. She contemplated surrendering her dreams, questioning whether God truly answered prayers. Then a moment of clarity pierced her heart, like sunlight beaming through thick branches. During a night consumed by prayer, a vibrant memory from her childhood danced into her mind, her grandmother's remarkable healing tied to St. Jude. The community, reflecting this restored vision, found their voices lifted in renewed faith. Sarah felt an indescribable warmth envelop her, drawing her closer to the heart of God, transforming her despair into a river of hope flowing throughout the chapel. But just when she felt on the brink of a breakthrough, a letter hidden in the chapel's back corner caught her eye, one penned by a stranger, hinting at the key to unlocking her dreams. Anxiety and excitement erupted within her. Questions swirled. What did this stranger know? Was this a divine path leading to her dreams, or a new trial waiting in the wings? As the climactic end of the 40 days approached, hope clung to Sarah like a cherished hymn. Anticipation reverberated through the community, a collective spirit yearning for answers. Would she discover the depth of faith echoing in her heart, or would the miraculous promise remain like a whisper in the wind, unfulfilled yet waiting? The morning light broke over the horizon, stretching golden fingers into the chapel windows. It was day 36, and anticipation hung in the air thick as fog. Sarah stirred, her heart racing. The letter still rested on the table beside her, an uncracked puzzle waiting for her touch. As she reached for it, her fingers trembled. What awaited her inside those whispered words? With a deep breath, she opened the note, the paper warm from the light filtering through the chapel. It spoke of faith in a way that transcended time, urging her to seek not just the answers she longed for but the very essence of belief itself. Look within, the letter instructed. What is it that you fear, and what is your faith truly made of? The weight of profound questions pressed against her chest. To let go of fear felt like standing on the edge of a cliff. But as she contemplated the message, a sudden clarity washed over her. Perhaps faith wasn't just about waiting for answers. It was about walking towards them, step by courageous step. Let us gather everyone, Noah, Sarah called, her voice steadied by newfound resolve. Excitement danced in Noah's bright eyes as they made their way to the chapel, the nagging fears pushed aside. That evening, the congregation swelled in spirit and number. Each voice rose like incense, taking their prayers upward in a fragrant offering. Sarah, standing in front of them, felt the electric pulse of the community as hope. "Tonight, we don't just ask for miracles," she proclaimed. "We share our own stories of faith. Let us inspire each other to jump higher, to stretch beyond what we can see." One by one, candles were lit, illuminating the faces of fellow believers. Stories flowed of struggles turned to triumphs, healing moments, and defying odds. Sarah listened, enraptured. Each tale was a seed of encouragement, fostering a relentless spirit. The room crackled with an energy she had never felt before. As Sarah prayed aloud, her heart aligned with the fervor of her community. "Lord, grant us the courage to leap forward into our dreams, to transform our fears into faith." Tears of joy glistened in the eyes of those gathered. The air felt thick with divine presence, a tangible reminder that they were not alone in their struggles. Sarah sensed a shift. The vast chasm of doubt began to close, replaced by an unbreakable bond woven through shared faith. As the evening unfolded, Noah tugged at her sleeve. "Mom, look!" he said, pointing towards the altar where a small brass bell had suddenly begun to chime. The sound echoed, each note like a divine thumbs up from the heavens. Laughter erupted among the crowd, joy bubbling to the surface. "It's a sign!" someone exclaimed. "God is with us." The atmosphere shifted again, the divine energy swelling as hope and excitement mingled. Yet, just as joy reigned, a stirring in Sarah's heart signaled a warning. This was not the end. It was only a taste of what was to come. The final 4 days loomed ahead, charged with divine promise and mystery. What awaited them at the end? As the evening came to a close, the air buzzed with unspoken anticipation. Prayers floated like dust motes in the warm candlelight, shimmering with both anxiety and hope. Tomorrow would bring something new, something transformative, and as Sarah knelt in fervent prayer, she couldn't help but wonder what leap of faith awaited her next. Would she be ready to embrace it, or would doubt creep in just when the miraculous was within reach? The answer seemed close, yet shrouded in divine mystery. The dawn arrived like a soft whisper, inviting Sarah to rise anew. Day 37 had come, a blank canvas waiting for colors of faith and action. As she stepped outside the chapel, fresh dew kissed her feet, a reminder of life as renewal. Yet her heart held a deeper pulse, and eagerness mingled with apprehension. Noah trailed behind her, his petite hand tightly clutching a worn journal. "Mom, can we write about yesterday?" His eager smile radiated the untainted joy of childhood. It was a simple request, yet it filled Sarah's heart with warmth. "Of course, love. Let us record how God moved among us." They settled on the steps, the sun casting a gentle glow on the parchment. As the pen glided across the page, Sarah reflected on every story shared the night before. Each tale of perseverance lit sparks within her, moments where vulnerability met divine intervention. She could hardly believe how far they'd come together as a community. Just as she penned the final word, an uncanny rustle swept through the trees, brushing against her senses. There was something shifting in the air, electric yet serene. Sensing it too, Noah looked up with wide eyes, the anticipation palpable. "Mom, do you think God is trying to tell us something?" His question was innocent but layered with wisdom. Sarah nodded, a deep yearning rising within her. Yes, she thought. God was always speaking, waiting for hearts open enough to listen. "Let us walk and pray," she suggested, standing up. "We'll ask for guidance to see His signs more clearly." The path to the riverbank was familiar, the soft sound of flowing waters and fluttering leaves enveloped them. As they strolled, the vibrant colors of the landscape appeared intensified. The world was coming alive in celebration. Sarah breathed in the fragrant air, feeling her spirit awaken further with each step they took. "Do you remember what the letter said?" she asked Noah, who gazed thoughtfully at the shimmering river. "About looking within?" He nodded, sketching in the sand with a branch. "What if looking within means God shows us our dreams, like a treasure map?" A smile broke across Sarah's face. "You're exactly right. God has placed dreams in each of us like seeds waiting to bloom. The truth rang out as clear as the rushing water next to them. Yet doubt crept in like shadows stretching at dusk. Anxiety whispered, what if their dreams were beyond their reach? As the water splashed over stones, Noah interrupted her thoughts, his voice a sweet clarity. Mom, let us jump to our dreams. Like that leap of faith we prayed for last night. His enthusiasm ignited something within Sarah, and she laughed, feeling the heaviness lift. All right, buddy. Let us leap together. They took 2 steps back, hearts beating in unison, anticipation bubbling inside, and then, with childlike joy, they jumped toward the river, arms stretched wide, laughter ringing in the air. Suddenly, the waters shimmered unnaturally. A golden ripple fanned out in a perfect circle, and as they landed, a quiet gasp escaped Sarah's lips. What is it, Mom? Noah's eyes sparkled as he glanced up from his splash. I don't know, sweetheart, but I think it's our sign. Her pulse quickened, though she savored the moment wrapped in divine promise. Each ripple seemed to spin a tale of their own, beckoning them closer to understanding, to deeper faith. As the sun climbed higher, setting the waters ablaze, a figure emerged on the opposite bank, a silhouette cloaked in brilliant light. Who is that? Noah asked, his voice a mix of awe and curiosity. I don't know. The words barely escaped her lips, but her heart raced with both fear and wonder. What message lay ahead, hidden in this sacred mystery? Sarah clenched Noah's hand, and together they stepped closer, ready to unveil the next part of their extraordinary journey. The figure on the opposite bank shimmered in the sunlight, a celestial presence illuminating the space between them. Sarah and Noah stood still, hearts pounding as the water danced at their feet, mirroring the tension in the air. Mom, look at the light! Noah pointed, his eyes wide with excitement. It's glowing like the stories we hear. Yes, it is, Sarah breathed, captivated. The silhouette began to take form, revealing a being wrapped in a robe that sparkled like the morning stars. The air shifted, filled with a harmony that resonated deep within her soul. Fear not, the figure spoke, voice like a gentle breeze brushing through the leaves. I come bearing the dreams that lie within you. Noah tilted his head, bewildered yet curious. What does that mean? The luminous figure smiled, and in that moment, Sarah felt a warmth wash over her, an embrace of divine love and comfort. Each of you holds visions gifted by the Creator. You are called to awaken and chase them. These are not just dreams, but promises. Sarah's heart swelled. Memories of whispered prayers blended with her hopes and desires. But how? She asked, her voice trembling as she stepped forward, the water glimmering in response to her movement. By leaping with faith, the figure replied. With every step you take toward your dreams, the universe unfolds before you. Embrace the journey, for it is the path of healing and revelation. Noah squeezed her hand tighter. Like when we jumped? Exactly, Sarah exclaimed, feeling a spark of joy. This is our adventure, Noah. A leap toward what we've been praying for. The figure raised a hand, and the waters rippled again, casting golden reflections. To unlock these dreams, you must first look within and surrender what holds you back. Doubt, fear, they serve only to hinder your spirit. Cast them away. A flicker of unease brushed Sarah's heart. But what if I fail? What if the dreams are too big? Remember, the figure said softly. Belief fuels courage. Even the smallest lantern can light up the darkest of paths. Your journey is your offering. Noah's eyes sparkled with certainty. We can do it, right, Mom? Together? Sarah looked down at her son, whose innocent faith ignited her own. Yes, Noah. Together. She squared her shoulders, feeling emboldened. With renewed determination, Sarah and Noah stepped deeper into the shimmering waters, the energy around them pulsing with life. The golden ripples expanded outward, wrapping around them like a hug from heaven. Now leap once more, the figure encouraged, arms open wide. Let your faith be the wings that lift you. Heartbeats synchronized, they took another step back, laughter spilling from their lips. Here we go! They shouted in unison, before leaping once more, arms outstretched toward the sky. As they sailed through the air, time slowed. For a brief moment, all doubt evaporated like mist in the light. The air around them crackled with potential dreams intertwining, eternal hopes rising. And then, they landed back in the water, cheers echoing in sacred harmony. But just as the joy enveloped them, silence descended. The radiant figure began to fade, slowly dissolving into the shimmering rays of sunlight. "Seek what you are meant to discover," echoed the voice, growing faint. "You shall find it in the most unexpected of places." Sarah felt a chill run through her, mixed with awe. As the light dimmed, the river whispered secrets all around them. What did it mean to seek? She turned to Noah, but his eyes were drawn somewhere beyond. "Mom, look over there." Following his gaze, she saw something emerging from the depths, a small, glimmering object glowing with a spectral light. What treasure was hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be unveiled? As the shimmer of the object grew closer, Sarah felt her heart race with anticipation. There was something undeniably alluring about that glow, like a beacon calling them both forward. The water lapped gently against their legs, almost urging them to lean in and uncover the mystery. "Can you see it, Mom?" Noah whispered, his voice barely above a murmur. He took a tentative step toward the edge, eyes wide with wonder. "Yes, Noah, it's beautiful," Sarah replied, feeling an inexplicable pull toward it. The light pulsed softly, as if it had a heartbeat of its own, syncing with the rhythm of their excitement. "Do you think it's a treasure?" he asked, excitement making his small fingers twitch with longing. "Maybe," she pondered aloud, glancing from the object to her son. The idea of treasure sparked old dreams she thought had long been buried beneath the weight of everyday life. "Maybe it's what we've been hoping for." They approached the water's edge together, crouching low. The object seemed smaller now that they were nearer, yet its brilliance was unmistakable. Sarah reached out a hand, her fingers brushing against the surface of the water as she grasped for it. A surge of warmth enveloped her hand, and in that moment she felt a rush of clarity, the same warmth she'd felt from the celestial figure. It was as if the river responded to their faith, rewarding their courage. Just as her fingers wrapped around the shimmering object, the water burst with a vibrant light, illuminating them in a golden radiance. Time seemed to stand still, and Sarah was enveloped in a feeling of utter peace. "Open it, Mom!" Noah exclaimed, eyes sparkling with excitement. With hesitant awe, she held the small object high before them. It resembled a smooth, iridescent stone, pulsating gently like a living being. The light shone brightly, swirling colors reflecting off its surface in mesmerizing patterns. "What do you think it is?" Noah asked, his voice barely a whisper. "I think." Sarah paused, feeling the weight of revelation settling in her bones. "I think it's a promise, a reminder of what we were called to chase." Taking a deep breath, she opened her palm. The stone shimmered, and suddenly images filled her mind, visions of her hopes, the dreams she had let slip away over the years. A deep love for music that used to bring joy. The wish to travel and see places that inspired her soul. Moments of courage when she stood firm in faith. "Mom!" Noah's voice brought her back, his eyes wide with wonder. "It's changing." The stone glowed brighter, and as Sarah gazed into it, she saw more than just her visions. She saw the hearts of those around her, their joys and struggles weaving together like an intricate tapestry. Each dream glowing in the collective light, a reminder that they were not alone. "I'm not sure how to handle all this," Sarah murmured. "Maybe we don't have to handle it alone," Noah suggested, his innocence sparking a realization. "Maybe that's why we're here together." Sarah smiled, warmth flooding her spirit. She understood now. Their journey was intertwined, meant to lift one another up. With this newfound insight, she held the glowing stone close to her heart. "Let us take a step further," she said, feeling a surge of courage. "The journey doesn't stop here, it's just beginning." They stood hand in hand, a new adventure forming in the depths of their hearts. This treasure was not just an object, it was a divine invitation to seek, to explore the dreams planted within. As they turned back to the river, a sudden gust of wind swept through the trees, carrying a whisper, "The key lies in your faith." What will you unlock next? Sarah's heart raced. What were they truly meant to discover? The mysteries were just unfolding, and the call to leap again lingered tantalizingly on the horizon. They were on the edge of something marvelous, and she couldn't wait to find out what awaited them. "Let us go find out," Noah said, eyes alight with anticipation. And together they stepped boldly into the unknown. The air felt electric around them as they took their first steps away from the riverbank, still clutching the iridescent stone. They walked in silence, the echoes of their thoughts intertwining with the hum of nature around them. Each footfall felt sacred, as if they forged a path toward a blessing yet to be revealed. "Mom," Noah said, breaking the hush, his voice tinged with innocence. "What if we really can unlock our dreams? What if this stone is magic?" "Magic or not," Sarah replied, her voice steady yet filled with wonder, "it's what we believe that unlocks potential. This light is something we carry within us, waiting to shine." As they ventured further into the woods, Sarah noticed the changes in their surroundings. The trees seemed to sway in unison, an unseen choir harmonizing with their hearts. Flowers opened wide, casting colorful shadows on the ground, as if celebrating their journey. Each step felt like an invitation, nature responding to their awakening faith. "What do you think the first step is?" Noah asked, curiosity lighting his eyes. "Maybe it's about trusting what we feel," Sarah said, her thoughts weaving together. "This stone shows us that we're not alone. It's our act of faith that brings things into being." There was an inviting rustle in the leaves, whispering secrets of hope. Noah ran ahead, exploring the depths of the woods, his laughter ringing like a chime in the air. "Mom!" he shouted back, "look at this!" She turned to see him kneeling beside a small clearing filled with wildflowers, their colors radiating like the rays of sunlight breaking free from clouds. The sight filled her heart with warmth, echoing the promise of the stone. "It's beautiful," she breathed, moving closer. "Just like us, beautiful in the eyes of the Creator." Noah looked up, joy dancing in his eyes. "Do you think we could find our dreams here too?" "Absolutely," Sarah said, kneeling beside him. "Sometimes, what we seek is revealed in unexpected places. Our hearts need to be open to see." Suddenly, a soft glow emanated from the stone still resting in her palm. It pulsed rhythmically, thrumming with energy and anticipation. Sarah felt an irresistible urge to close her eyes, and as she did, she found herself transported to a vivid vision. Before her stood a grand stage, the spotlight focused on a microphone waiting to be filled with her voice. Music swirled around her, notes rising like incense in the air. Vibrant memories of singing and sharing poured into her heart, filling her with an awe too intense for words. "Mom!" Noah's voice pulled her back to the present. "What happened?" Opening her eyes, tears glistened like morning dew. "It showed me music, the dreams I used to have." "Wow! Can we do that? Can we find your music?" "Perhaps we can," Sarah replied, struck with renewed determination. "But it's going to take faith and courage, just like our journey." Noah nodded, a look of pure focus washing over him. "Let us write songs together. We can find those dreams together." Her heart soared at the idea. In that moment, she realized that each step ahead was like a melody waiting to be composed, each moment a note ready for harmony. "And what about your dreams, Noah?" she asked gently. "What do you want to unlock?" He paused, his youthful thoughts spinning like the leaves overhead. "I want to see everything. I want to explore the world." "Then we'll chase that dream," Sarah said, determination igniting within her. Just then, the stone radiated a warm glow. The wind shifted, carrying a message: "Trust what lies within, the journey begins anew." She looked into Noah's eager face, and with a heart full of hope, she whispered, "Let us explore the extraordinary together." With that, they ventured deeper into the woods, the light of the stone guiding their way. The atmosphere felt charged with potential, each rustle and whisper affirming their faith in the journey ahead. But as they moved on, a distant echo of laughter crossed their path, playful, yet somehow profound. Who else was on this journey? What other secrets would they uncover? The thrill of anticipation danced within them as they stepped forward, ready to discover what came next. With every step deeper into the woods, the laughter faded into an enticing whisper. Sarah felt a stirring within her, as though each sound from the leaves was calling out to her spirit, urging her to surrender to the adventure that lay ahead. Noah, ever the seeker, stumbled upon a narrow footpath snaking through an archway of entwined branches covered in emerald moss. "Mom! Look!" he exclaimed, bouncing on his toes, eyes wide with wonder. She joined him at the entrance. "What do you think lies beyond?" "Maybe a treasure." His voice was pure excitement, stirring memories in Sarah of her own youthful dreams. A treasure, yes, but what kind? She considered the essence of the stone they carried. It could be, she mused, something that reveals our heart's desires or a challenge that tests our faith. With his small hand in hers, they stepped into the path. As they advanced, the sunlight danced through the branches above, creating a kaleidoscope of colors around them. Each hue shimmered with life, bathing them in warmth and assurance. "Do you feel that?" Noah asked, halting to breathe in the fragrant air mixed with wild thyme and blooming lavender. "Yes," Sarah replied softly, her heart swelling with gratitude. "It feels alive, doesn't it? The journey is as much about who we become as where we go." Noah nodded, sensing the weight of her words. They pressed onward, and soon came upon a clearing where the trees parted like a curtain. At the center stood a massive oak, its trunk gnarled yet sturdy, stretching towards the sky, a natural monument of resilience. "Wow!" Noah gasped, running up to touch its rough bark. "It's like a giant." "Exactly," Sarah smiled. "Look how it stands tall, no matter the storms it has faced. It teaches us to stand firm in our faith." As they circled the impressive tree, a sudden shiver ran through the air, and the stone emitted a brighter glow. It pulled Sarah's gaze upward toward the canopy. It seemed to pulse in rhythm with the oak, as if inviting them to witness a revelation. "What is it?" Noah asked, peering into her face. "I don't know, sweetheart, but I feel something important is about to happen," she whispered, a sense of divine expectation filling her. Suddenly, the wind picked up, swirling leaves around them like confetti celebrating an unseen victory. Sarah closed her eyes, letting the sensation wash over her. Just then, she heard a voice, soft but resonant, like a warm breeze overtaking her heart. "Seek what is hidden, for the treasure lies within." Noah's eyes widened in astonishment. "Did you hear that?" "Yes," Sarah replied, both startled and inspired. "It's a call to discover the deepest parts of ourselves." With renewed vigor, they approached the oak, and a gentle rustling echoed through the branches above. The stones in Sarah's hand vibrated stronger, as if answering a call that only they could hear. "Let us sit here for a moment," she suggested, motioning for Noah to follow her. They positioned themselves against the tree's great trunk, and Sarah felt the ancient wisdom seep into her very being. Amidst the serenity, a question surfaced in her heart. What dreams and treasures lie within, waiting for us to claim? Noah sat cross-legged beside her, eyes closed, as though he was tapping into a source of inspiration. "Maybe it's like the stone," he mused. "We have to believe in it to see it." "Yes. Faith unlocks the doors to our dreams," Sarah encouraged, her spirit igniting. They sat together, listening to the whispers of the forest, feeling the presence of something greater than themselves. As twilight began to hint at its approach, they savored the quiet sacredness of the moment. Yet, in the distance, another distant laughter broke the silence, more vibrant and cheerful. "Who is that?" Noah whispered, glancing towards the sound. "What if they have dreams too?" "Let us find out," Sarah replied, heart racing at the promise of what awaited them beyond the oak. "We might just discover more than we anticipated." As they rose to their feet, the stone's glow intensified. It felt like an invitation to venture forth. They exchanged hopeful glances, ready to follow the laughter into an unknown chapter, eager for the treasures their hearts yearned to uncover. As they ventured forth into the unknown, laughter echoed like a distant hymn through the trees, weaving with the very essence of their journey. The path twisted and turned, its surface soft with fallen leaves and rich with the aroma of damp earth. Each step felt lighter, charged with an unseen energy, as though the woods themselves were alive, breathing and pulsating with hope. "Do you think they're like us?" Noah asked, his small voice breaking the enchanted silence. "Looking for treasure?" "Perhaps," Sarah replied, her thoughts dancing between wonder and expectation. Maybe they, too, are seeking something hidden or waiting to be discovered. As they walked towards the sound, the air grew warmer, filling their hearts with anticipation. The laughter was mingled with a gentle chatter, echoing joy and camaraderie. Before long, they arrived at another clearing where the sun poured its golden light like blessings upon those gathered. A group of children, joyful and carefree, played amidst the trees, their faces radiant with laughter. Each shriek of delight lifted the spirit as if the sky was rejoicing with them. Noah's eyes sparkled, and he tugged at his mom's hand. Can we join them? Let us see what treasures they possess, Sarah answered, herself drawn to the pure innocence of their joy. As they approached the gathering, a girl with hair that danced in the breeze ran towards them. Come play. We're finding treasures, she exclaimed, excitement dripping from her words. Around her, the playful chaos of leaves and laughter spun a dreamlike atmosphere. What kind of treasures? Noah asked eagerly, glancing back at his mom, his curiosity ignited. The girl giggled, pointing to a pile of smooth stones glistening under the light. Look! Each stone has a secret. Some tell stories, others grant wishes. Sarah smiled, seeing the same glimmer of faith reflected in her son's face. Do you believe that? She asked the girl, feeling the energy of dreams and youthful belief surrounding them. Of course, she replied with a sparkle. You just have to ask them nicely. Noah knelt beside the stones, picking one up carefully. What do you say? He whispered, staring into its polished surface as if waiting for a reply. Sarah watched, heart soaring, remembering her own childhood dreams. Something about the randomness of the stones fascinated her. They seemed ordinary yet filled with potential, much like people carrying hidden dreams yet to be discovered. The oak tree's whisper echoed, urging her to see beyond the surface. Maybe our treasure is learning to believe, Sarah said softly to herself. Noah picked another stone, and the brightness of the sun reflected brilliantly off its surface. Mom, do you think this one can tell me a secret? His face radiated innocent hope. I think all the treasures we find today will teach us something, Sarah replied, feeling the connection between her son and the divine mystery unfolding around them. Can you feel it, Mom? Noah whispered, his focus directed toward the laughter of the other children. It's like magic. Yes, it was like magic, a divine essence moving through them all, a sacred reminder of childhood wonder where faith found its roots in play. As laughter filled the air, Sarah inhaled deeply, welcoming a stirring revelation. They joyfully joined the children, laughter ringing like bells, inviting them to play and explore. Each moment, each stone, held a promise, a glimpse into the treasures lying within each heart. Yet, even as joy enveloped them, a whisper lingered at the back of her mind, hinting that this was only the beginning. What lay behind their laughter, hidden within every child's heart? What truths awaited to surface as they continued their exploration? As they spun and played, Sarah felt a deeper truth unfurling, leading her onward. What mysteries awaited them beyond the laughter? What treasures would they uncover together in the heart of this divine adventure? Amidst the laughter and joy, Sarah took a moment to pause, letting the innocent delights of childhood fill her senses. The children danced in a vibrant whirl of color and sound, and within that joyous chaos, she felt something begin to stir within her heart. Look, Mom! This one has a different color, Noah exclaimed, holding up a blue stone that shone like a fragment of the sky. There was a glint in his eyes, the kind that only comes from pure wonder. Maybe it tells a story of the sky, Sarah suggested, kneeling next to him. What if it whispers secrets from beyond the clouds? She glanced around, inviting the children to share their fantasies. A boy with tousled blonde hair stepped forward, excitement written across his freckled face. Or the ocean, he shouted. It could be a part of a wave, bringing messages from the faraway shores. His words hung in the air, sparking a flurry of imaginations, ideas cascading like leaves in the wind. As they gathered, each child began to share, revealing fragments of their hopes and dreams. Voices fluttered like a choir, harmonizing in a spiritual hymn. I want to fly, declared one girl, twirling in circles. I want to be a magician, said another, eyes gleaming with ambition. I want to find hidden treasures, Noah said, clutching the blue stone tightly in his small hand. The weight of the world felt lighter as he spoke, his belief unwavering. In that moment, Sarah realized that these children were not just playing, they were weaving a tapestry of dreams. Their wild aspirations and laughter were threads, intricately woven together by faith, each child a keeper of treasures yet to be unveiled. Feeling a swell of warmth in her heart, Sarah gently reached out and took Noah's hand. These kids, she whispered, they've already found their treasure. A gentle rustling of leaves interrupted her thoughts, as though the trees themselves were agreeing. Together, they were beckoning her to look deeper into the heart of this gathering, revealing that these stones, these children, and their dreams were but reflections of greater truths. Could it be that the true treasure was not found in the stones, but in the bold hearts of those who dared to dream? As she contemplated, other children gathered around, intrigued by her musings. "What do you think, miss?" a soft voice inquired, her curious eyes twinkling with possibilities. Sarah smiled, realizing how interconnected their essence was, like the stones shimmering under the sun. "I think," she began softly, "that every dream holds a bit of magic, waiting for us to believe." Suddenly, a gust swept through the clearing, lifting a swirl of leaves into the air. The children gasped, enchanted as if nature itself were affirming her words. "Let us believe together!" They shouted in unison, arms outstretched, embracing the moment. Joy wrapped around them like a warm blanket, igniting a fervor within Sarah. She felt a heartwarming clarity wash over her. This was not merely a game. This was a glimpse into divine potential, a testament to faith in action. As the air buzzed with excitement, her thoughts floated, weaving between the mysterious potential of every heart present. Yet, amidst this delightful revelation, a hum of uncertainty lingered. What treasures truly lay ahead? What doors of destiny would open as they journeyed further down this enchanted path? And how could they fathom the profound connections they were forging alongside those precious souls, all bound by a collective yearning for more? Sarah squeezed Noah's hand as they joined the cheerful chorus, a smile gracing her lips. The invitation lingered in the air, an invitation that beckoned them nearer to the next stage of their adventure. As laughter echoed like holy bells, it felt as though time stood still beneath the boughs of the aged oak. Each child danced in uninhibited joy, their dreams intertwining like bright ribbons in the air. Sarah's heart swelled with gratitude, but amid the celebration, she felt a divine tug within her, a whisper urging her deeper into revelation. "Isn't it amazing? We are all here," she thought, observing the vastness of dreams resting in the hearts of these innocent souls. The vibrant stories shared by the children layered a fabric of belief, a true tapestry of faith that could only be crafted through a collective leap forward. Then, in a moment of clarity, Sarah knelt among the children, her arms stretched wide. "Do you all know," she asked, her voice gentle yet firm, "that when we believe in our dreams and share our stories, we shine brighter?" Noah's eyes sparkled with excitement as he chimed in, "It's like when we jumped into the river. We believed it would lead to something amazing." Laughter bubbled like a spring, and Sarah felt the warmth of their shared faith wrapping around them. "Exactly, sweetheart," Sarah boldly proclaimed, her heart racing with divine purpose. "Just like that river, every journey begins with a step of faith, a jump into the unknown." The children gathered closer, eyes shimmering like stars, deeply invested in her message. "What's next for us, then?" a curious boy asked, tilting his head. "Let us jump together," Sarah suggested, her spirit ignited. "But this time, let us leap toward our dreams. Not just for ourselves, but for everyone here, everyone who needs a reminder that dreams can come true." A ripple of anticipation surged through the group. The children scattered among the stones, each one picking a treasure they felt was calling to them. "I believe this stone is special," one girl exclaimed, clutching a deep purple rock. "It's a magic one that can make our dreams come alive." Noah held his blue stone high, its surface gleaming. "And this one can be like a distant star. It can take my feet to places I've never seen." Amidst their thrilled chatter, Sarah felt the stone in her pocket pulse gently, its warmth a beacon of encouragement. "Let us hold our stones together," she instructed, as they formed a circle with outstretched hands. On the count of 3, we'll shout our dreams to the world. With uncontainable excitement, the moment arrived. 1, 2, 3. In unison, their voices soared through the trees. We believe we can fly. We believe we can explore. We believe we can create. The forest reverberated with their affirmations, the wind wrapping around them like a divine embrace. The sunlight seemed to shine brighter, illuminating every face, blessing their collective courage. Just then, the golden rays began to shift, revealing the outline of figures emerging from the shadows. To the ones who dare to dream, the doors are opening. A voice rang out, strong and joyous. Sarah gasped, recognition flooding her heart. There stood her community, the very believers who prayed alongside her through those 40 days. They waved enthusiastically, faces beaming with hope. Imagine what we can do together, one of her pastor's friends called, a spark of inspiration igniting in the group. Your faith has paved the way for greater dreams. Let us build upon this moment. The children jumped in delight, and Sarah felt exhilaration envelop her, knowing this was a turning point in her pilgrimage of faith. She turned to Noah, eyes gleaming with fervor. This is what we've been waiting for. They all gathered, heartbeats synchronized, energy building as whispers of encouragement swept through the crowd. Softly, but undeniably, Sarah felt God moving among them, a creator orchestrating miracles, ushering them forward. Together, they formed a new circle. Let us share these dreams, Sarah spoke warmly, her eyes glistening. Let us create a community dream board. Each of us will add our stones, stories, and desires. Yes. The children cheered, and an invigorating wave of hope pulsed within each heart, a collective understanding igniting together. They could reach heights none could achieve alone. As they began to gather stones and share dreams, Sarah's soul blossomed anew. She stood amidst this gathering, realizing her purpose, to cultivate faith, to believe in the wonder around them, and to express gratitude for every step taken together. May our journey mirror the beauty of our dreams, she whispered, overwhelmed by the richness of the moment. The sun began to set, casting a golden shimmer across their circle of faith. Sarah felt lighter than ever before, as if she too was breaking free from doubt, soaring toward a limitless horizon. The call had come, every heart was finally open, ready to leap into the limitless potential of divine promises. Let us not wait any longer, she declared joyfully. This is our moment. Who's ready to jump? As energy surged, hands shot into the air, laughter enveloping them like a warm blanket. With every heartbeat, they became one, a unified congregation bursting with light, poised to leap into the fullness of their divine destiny together. The air shimmered with excitement as they stood on the edge of the next great adventure, ready to embrace the miraculous unfolding that awaited. This is the time to be part of something greater. Subscribe immediately to the channel so you don't miss the next exclusive faith stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and spread this hope. Comment your reactions and testimonies about this journey. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this manifestation of dreams and divine love. You need to show your support, now more than ever. Don't wait even one more second.